Vinco, take one. Name's Dwight White, originally from Houston, Texas. I've been in Chicago for about the past 6 to 7 years. I've fully embraced this grind and hustle of this city. Kind of become a part of that heartbeat, which I'm truly enjoying. The journey, the process. I think art is something that you can have an impact on a lot of people. So looking forward to continuing to do that, continuing to push myself and others around me as well. You know, art brought me out of a space I didn't want to be in. I was a student athlete at Northwestern University, had a sudden injury that kind of ended my athletics career. Through that, just like anyone who loves something, you kind of have to figure out where you want to go next. You have to figure out what you truly care about, and that you know life doesn't end right there. So how are you going to keep moving? How are you going to keep that journey? For me, art was really a way for me to get my mind off of the negativity that I felt was going on in my life. It was a way for me to start engaging with people in a different way. So I took this intro to painting class, and my professor actually gave us an assignment within the first week to go to the Art Institute of Chicago, which at the time I'd never been. And when I stepped into that space, I felt like a kid in the candy store, like all over again. And it was just an amazing feeling. So I'm in there, he told us to pick out a piece, and he wanted us to bring it to life. The whole process of taking what a professional artist had done and then being able to mimic that at a very amateur level was very interesting to me, because I didn't think I'd ever be capable. It kind of inspired me. It told me that maybe I should bring some ideas of my own to the table. And I always felt like I brought something special to this world, and I want to continue to do that, and I think I can through my art. So over time, my art began to evolve. I started taking my original ideas, original feelings, and starting to bring that to life on the canvas. And it was a lot of self-exploration, but also exploration through my palette, through my color creation. And so something I've always been able to do was look at something and bring it to life pretty easily. I've always been able to draw things that are very realistic, but the part of art that really got me going, the part that was really interesting to me, was this idea of being abstract, doing something a little bit more unusual. That's kind of where my art is today. It's a combination of those two things. And so, I don't know, maybe you call it something like spontaneous realism. I think that's like an interesting term that I saw somewhere, and that kind of stuck with me because I think it's kind of a category of its own. And so I think that's something I'm going to continue to push, continue to challenge ideas through that. And hey, I don't need people to pick up on this idea within 5 seconds of looking at this canvas, but I really want you to travel. I really want you to explore the art and really feel what I feel during my process. That's kind of how it evolved. When I'm painting, or when I'm most productive painting, it's because kind of how I started this whole thing, I found that in a dark time of my life. And so a lot of times where I'm most productive with my art is when I'm going through something, or when I'm in deep thought, really trying to push myself out of a space I don't necessarily want to be in. Art can do that for me. I believe it can do that for others as well. And I'm 100% a believer in art therapy. Never understood what that was until I naturally got engaged in that process. So a lot of my subjects are chosen based on a point in time of how I'm feeling or someone around me has been feeling. And so through that, how I bring that to life in my own style is through use of color, is through placement. I usually never take the original photography and bring it to life on canvas exactly as it was. Me painting these subjects that are sometimes very sad looking, it's because I was sad. And then adding color to the canvas, that's because that's where these faces, these portraits, deserve color. They deserve texture. They deserve to be thought about and expressed in a very unique way. So that's where my style has evolved, and I'll get aggressive with my canvases sometimes. I paint a different style, like with these palette knives. It's not only different mediums, but also different tools to create with. And my canvas is the surface that just kind of gets this metal tool slapped on it for a while until I start seeing something that's, thought-provoking and also will be captivating to an audience. So Chicago, great city. It's kind of become home. And I have a unique opportunity to pursue a lot of different passions of mine, but something that's truly unique about me is that I am an artist and that I'm going to continue to push myself, not only for me, but for those people around me that have, been rocking with me since the day I picked up a paintbrush and have continued to push me. I think there's a lot of things that I have to continually learn. I've only been in this game for a few years now, and it's exciting to just think about growth, the level that people are creating at, the time commitment, the tenacity and the engagement that you see from a community of not only artists but just people in the area kind of touched me on another level, and I'm looking forward to that being me. I can't wait for what the future holds. 2019 is just going to be a big year. We're going to do it big. That is what it is, Dwight Art.